Hello everyone, welcome to the Atlas Project. In today's video we're going to talk about the film Interstellar, and more specifically the landers that the main characters use to land on the planets they visit throughout the movie. And for those who haven't seen the movie yet, be advised because this video obviously contains spoilers, so with that being said, let's get started. Interstellar is a science fiction film directed by Christopher Nolan, set in the future where Earth is facing an environmental crisis that threatens the survival of humanity. The story follows a group of astronauts on a mission to find a new home for mankind. They rely on two crucial vehicles, the Ranger, a transport craft used to travel from the main ship, the Endurance, to the planets in the system, and the Lander, a smaller, more robust vehicle designed specifically for landing on difficult planetary surfaces. These vehicles enable the characters to explore unknown worlds and face extreme challenges such as the high gravity of Miller's planet and the icy terrain of Man's planet. So now that we know the basics of the history and the ships, we will dive further in design, characteristics, and propulsion. Let's start with the Ranger. The Ranger program began decades ago the movie events in an effort to produce a viable, reusable, and highly efficient SSTO craft that could climb out the Earth's gravity well single-hand, achieve orbit, then deorbit to land on the planet's surface, or vice versa, the Ranger could deorbit around a terrestrial world, land safely, and lift up again to orbit. The vehicle is designed along the lines of a lifting body, but it's equipped with small, canted wings for additional lift and stability. Unlike its distant predecessor, the Space Shuttle, the Ranger uses an aerodynamic control system that relies on a reaction control system, better known as RCS thrusters, and electrically powered air jets to provide pitch, yaw, and roll control. This effectively eliminates a variety of moving parts such as flaps, ailerons, elevators, and rudders, which would otherwise increase weight and mechanical complexity. While lacking traditional flight control systems, the Ranger is completely reliant on its electric air jets and it's incapable of unpowered gliding. The power is provided by twin miniaturized tokamak fusion reactors, a triple redundant fuel cell system, and a high-efficiency solar cells on its roof. So, if the flight control system experiences a total loss of power, the Ranger will spiral out of control and fall from the sky, requiring its pilot and its passengers to eject. Such an event is unlikely due to the installation of multiple redundant power sources and a negotiable flight computer, creating a more reliable spacecraft. The cockpit is capable of maintaining a pressurized Earth-like atmosphere. It is composed of two compartments. The forward section is a cockpit that includes 4 ejectable crew seats and 2 folding benches for 4 additional passengers. The cockpit also contains 4 hibernation tanks and contingency supplies for long-duration missions. The other compartment functions as an airlock that can dock with other spacecraft. This docking port can lower down to serve as a gangplank to the surface when landed. This enables the Ranger to achieve orbit, accelerate to escape velocity, and travel to other planets, requiring no rocket staging. If available, local atmospheric oxygen is collected and burned during atmospheric flight, saving its internal oxygen supply for very high altitudes and orbital maneuvering. Now that we've covered the Ranger, let's move on to the Lander. The Lander is a single-stage to-orbit heavy-lifting spacecraft built and used by NASA. It is designed to deliver supplies and shelters down to the planetary surfaces. 2 landers were used in the Endurance mission named Lander 1 and Lander 2. Landers were built under the guise of a supply vehicle for a future mission to Mars, but secretly intended for the Endurance mission. They appear attached to the Endurance on the opposite sides of the central docking hub, Lander 1 on starboard with Lander 2 on the port side. Landers can be piloted by either humans or robots and are used to transport supply pods to a planetary surface from the Endurance. Unlike the Ranger's sleek and aerodynamic design, landers appear as faceted boxy spacecraft, loosely remembering the Apollo lunar module. In the official novelization, Cooper compared the Ranger and the lander with a racehorse versus a draft horse. The lander's design was not optimized for fast and efficient atmospheric flight like the Ranger, but instead for effective and reliable atmospheric deceleration while carrying a heavy payload to a planetary surface. The high-drag design removes the need for parachutes, spoilers, and other potentially failure-prone drag devices. The lander's heat shield is located on its upper surface, thus performs atmospheric entry inverted, protecting the belly-mounted payload. The seats can rotate around the craft's forward axis. This maintains a comfortable upbring position for its passengers and pilots while rotating and listing. To maintain visibility in any orientation, the lander has windows both top and bottom. The windows on its upper surface are made of sapphire to withstand the heat of re-entry. The windows on the nose and the sides of the lander are protected by thermal insulation tiles that slide on top of the windows like a closet door. Flanking its fuselage are four faceted fuel pods, each type with electric airjet nozzles for atmospheric fly and reaction control system thrusters for maneuvering in space. The RCS thrusters are filled with hydrogen and nitrogen tetroxide. These engines generate the far greater thrust required to propel the heavier craft into orbit. In fact, the lander is powerful enough to propel the Endurance from decay in orbit into escape velocity. During atmospheric flight, the lander uses its electric airjets to maneuver to a chosen location on the surface before landing. The same airjets are used to rise from the surface before firing its main engines. The vehicle is also heavily armed, enabling it to survive very hostile environments. It carries a crew of 4 people and 1 robot, though there is space in the central compartment for additional passengers. It also contains 4 hypersleep pods and survival gear for long-duration missions. Well guys, that's all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it because it took me a lot of time to make it, and if you did, consider to like and subscribe, and of course, if you want to share your thoughts, feel free to do it in the comment box down below. But before finishing, I want to mention that almost all the information shown during this video is available in the Interstellar wiki page. There will be a link in the description for you. So with nothing else to say, I'll leave you with this incredible scene from Interstellar.
It is nuts. Oh my God.
Cooper, there's no point using her fuel to
Analyze the Endurance's spin.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Docking.
Endurance rotation is 67, 68 RPM.
Okay, get ready to match our spin with the retro thrusters.
It's not possible.
No, it's necessary.
Endurance is hitting stratosphere.
She's got no heat shield.
Okay, she ready?
Ready. Cooper, this is no time for caution.
Okay, so if I black out, you take a stick. Stars, you ready to engage the docking mechanism?
Endurance is starting to heat.
20 feet out.
I need 3 degrees starboard, Cooper.
10 feet out.
Cooper, we are lined up.
Initiating spin. TARS. Come on, TARS.
We are locked, Cooper.
Up! Easing up! Easy. Easy. Retro thrusters. Main engines on. Pushing out of orbit. Come on, baby. Killing main engines. Okay, we're out of orbit.